Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
In front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making three. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Welcome, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network on Flow College. My name is Thomas Heaney III, joined by Carlos Soli as we get set for this one. The Avery University Cougars at home looking to snap their 9-game losing streak, taking on Hollins. 3-7-1 coming into this one. Averett coming off of that loss against Virginia Wesleyan. Hollins coming off of that loss against Shenandoah. And so this one should be a good one. Carlos is going to give us the players to watch here in just a moment as we get set for the national anthem. We will be right back here in just a moment. And welcome back, everybody, to the Averett Sports Network on Flow College. Cougars getting set to take on Hollins And Carlos, this one should be a good one. Both teams looking for a win. Who are some of your players to watch here as we get set?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, for Averett, we're checking out those offensive players, those attacking players, those that put the ball in the back of the net. And for Averett, that is Isabel Evans and Gianna Minifo. Both have 2 goals each. Whilst for Hollins, it's Evelyn Kiefer. She has 6 goals and 3 assists. And on the 20th and the 27th of September, actually, she recorded 2 goals and 1 assist in each game. So she can create and score in equal measure, something that's very impressive. Whilst also Rainia Russell, she's the top assister of the team for Hollins. She has 4 assists. So from a creative aspect, someone who serves the passes, she's definitely someone to watch.
Yeah, Averett looking for their first home victory of the season, 0-5-1 so far. They won their opener against Pfeiffer back on August the 29th, but still searching for a win after that one. So we'll see if Averett can get on the board here. Like you talked about, Isabel Evans with 2 goals, Gianna Minifo with 2 goals as well. And so we will have to see here if Averett can get that home victory as we wind down here, getting towards the middle of October, late October. Both teams looking for a win. As we said, Hollins coming off of that 8-0 loss to Shenandoah. A tie with Regent, and then a loss to Randolph. So getting set for this one. Hollins will be in their black tops, black bottoms, and Averett will be in their white tops and navy bottoms. Today, obviously, during the warm-ups, Averett wearing their pink warm-up shirts for breast cancer awareness today. And so trying to raise awareness for survivors and current fighters for both. So Averett looking to get a win here on Breast Cancer Awareness Day. It'll be Hollins starting with the ball first here.
I mean, not much of a better time really to get a win to. I mean, because then you make a statement on and off the pitch, you know. So I think if we see not only a win but a resilient win, a disciplined win with a lot of hard work and determination, I think that would really symbolize this day.
Yep, Kiefer with the ball at the 50-yard line here, and we are just about ready to get set here between Averett and Hollins. Hollins will be going to the right side of the field, and Averett will be going left. Let's swing it over to Faith Falter. Fighting forward here, getting it back over to Overly. Overly's had a pretty good season, the junior out of Venice, Florida. Swinging over to Taylor Parks. Ball is intercepted here. And now kicking it back over to the 15. Now it's loose, and now here's our first scoring opportunity. Pass over to the left, and save there by the Averett goaltender. But a dangerous opportunity here early at the 44-minute mark.
Yeah, very dangerous opportunity. Hollins did a great job of winning possession high up the pitch and then launching a counterattack straight away, and they saw the space, they attacked it. But Lucia Sanchez did a great job of getting in front of her opponent and just toe poking it away, meaning that Heinball was able to collect. But if this is the intent that Hollins is going to play with, then Averett need to step up and step up quickly.
Yeah, Heinball tested here early. Junior out of Glen Allen, Virginia. So first shot opportunity to Hollins. I'll boot it over here to the 50-yard line, just short. And Hollins is able to pick it back up. Kiefer looking for it. And getting it back. Deflected, and ooh, here comes a chance for Averett, but this one's just going to sputter away. For the moment, as it went right back up in the air and caught by the goaltender.
Yeah, that was a crazy situation, but it seems like we have two teams on our hands which are trying to get at each other, which is will be very fun to see for us neutrals. I mean, this first chance that came for Hollins, that was created because Hollins was pressing intensely and making life difficult for the Averett back line, whilst we saw the same here, just in a different way. And now we have this free kick opportunity right outside the box.
Yeah, free kick opportunity here for Averett at the 42-50 mark. Let's see if they can put it in, and it just hits off of the crossbar as Averett misses that opportunity. A good shot, but ultimately does not go in the back of the net.
Yeah, you said that well. A very well-struck shot. I think that's the most impressive, because when a free kick is very close, it's very difficult to find the balance between shooting hard but then not shooting high. So that she was able to place it and then place it so well and then wrong foot the goalkeeper was very impressive. She was just unlucky that it was almost too well placed and hit the crossbar.
Averett's going to regain possession here and now lose it back to Hollins. One of my favorite things to talk about whenever Hollins comes to town here in Danville is Hollins doesn't have a mascot. It's just Hollins. They voted back in the 80s. They had 100 mascots that they could vote on, and the students rejected all of them. And so
wow, I didn't know that.
It's just Hollins. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, no lions, no nothing like that. Just Hollins. Says here's a pass inside, and now we'll get a whistle. Averett gonna get a chance in the middle there, but
you know, that's actually a really fun fact, just because I wonder how Averett got the Cougars. Yeah. I mean, because I actually think the Cougars is cool, and I like our mascots, Ave and Red. I think that's fun, but how we got there, I don't know. And that's actually
a good opportunity, and now a whistle. Looks like an offsides.
What I was just gonna say is it feels also like a very American thing, because when I look back, like my favorite team back in Norway, we have like a blue whale, but when I think about it, it's not. You don't see much in where I'm from, at least, where that's important. You know, that mascot or that symbol. It's more fan based.
100%. As now pass inside, and that one sputters away. But yeah, just Hollins. That is what they will be referred to, and it's really the only school that I can remember doing a game or don't have a mascot. And a little corner kick here inside. Good chance, but once again, it goes out. They were looking to keep possession, and they do. Sending it back over to the 20. And now a shot towards the middle, and ball's loose. Shot off of the right crossbar. Another good opportunity here for Averett. They keep possession, though, and now they will throw it in.
Yeah, a very pleasing sequence to watch, because Averett played with a lot of intent, a lot of pressure. They create a lot of shooting opportunities in such a short time. But the thing is, it's still a lot of soccer to be played. I mean, we've barely started the first half, and it's important that Averett don't get too eager too quickly. It's great to see attacking intent and attacking play, and not only that, but that they're able to create scoring opportunities. But if you send too many numbers up too quickly, you'll be caught off guard, and your opponent will create a counterattacking opportunity, which is just as dangerous. So Averett need to find that balance quickly, or they need to capitalize on all these scoring opportunities.
Yeah, well said. I mean, like you said, all these opportunities. Averett now has had really multiple shots here early in the first frame where it looked like they were going to score, and both times just couldn't find the back of the net. Hollins had the first shot of the game, and it was a good one, but Heidenball was able to make the stop. Here comes a nice pass inside, a foot race, and now a whistle, presumably offsides.
Yeah, I just want to mention quickly about what you said, that Hollins did have the first shot, which is why it's impressive how Averett were able to respond, because they didn't get rattled from it. When I play myself, it's very easy to be rattled by something like that. Like, oh my God, such a big chance so early on in the game. Hey, I'm getting nervous. But Averett have done a good job of not letting that get into their heads, and I think that's important, especially at home against a team that historically they have been able to handle. So not losing that grasp of this fixture is very important.
Yeah, Averett generally beat Hollins anytime that they've come here. Looking to do it again now. Back over to the far side of the 20. And trying to find a centering pass. They do. Still looking around. Now sending it all the way over and over the net and out of play.
Yeah, I just think it's very interesting what you talked about, how Averett, you said that when Hollins come here, usually they don't win, and Averett have had a grasp on this fixture for some time. But actually, the last time Hollins did get a win was here, and that was in 2007. Yes, it was. But Averett have won the last 7 games after that. So a draw today would be the first recorded draw, at least, between the two teams. But that psychology, I think, is very important, but also very interesting in terms of if you're Averett, how do you keep that motivation up? How do you not underestimate your opponent? But on the other hand, if you're Hollins, how do you feel about, oh my God, we're going away to a team we haven't beaten since 2007? Like, what are we, So how the two teams will set up against each other tactically, but also psychologically and mentally, it will be very important, but also very interesting for this game.
100%. As here comes a shot now that misses wide right. Sending that one from about the 20-yard line. Goalkeeper for Hollins will send it back in. Averett pressing up here on defense. Trying to force a turnover. And it looks like that's exactly what they'll do. They'll retake the ball on the 15-yard line, trying to get it in. Nice footwork there. Here comes a shot and the score. Oh, baby. Look at the footwork there and the shot. Getting that one through, and Averett leads 1-0.
A wonderful, wonderful goal. The pass inside was very impressive, but how she was able to spin with her back to goal with her right and then shoot with her left is even more impressive, and she's just given Averett the advantage, and it was one of the players we highlighted before the game, Isabel Evans. She's just added her 3rd goal of the season.
Well, shot by Evans, like you said there. I mean, my goodness, the footwork to get around her defender, and then the shot with the left, getting it over on the right side. Just a heck of a shot there, and it gives Averett a 1-0 lead here with just under 37 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned that it was important for Averett to capitalize on their momentum quickly with all their scoring opportunities, that they now have that 1-0 advantage. They can play with a little more calmness. They are not in any rush. They don't need to send many players up. Of course, adding more goals will create even more calmness or comfort, but there's always a balance. Like, you need to still want more and still be mentally prepared for anything that can happen and not almost have too much of a lead, because having too much of a lead can sometimes just make you be sloppy. So Averett need to still be in that mental state where they don't let their opponent back into the game.
Yeah, got to be non-complacent as Averett with the early 1-0 lead here. Hollins looking for a response. And now Averett trying to take it away again. That was what sparked the last goal, was a turnover. Trying to get it now. Hollins pushing the ball past the 30-yard line. Centering pass inside. It's picked off. Picked back up by Averett. And swinging it all the way back over the far side of the 50. That pass just too long. So Hollins will set up their offense here. It's been a little bit of a struggle ever since the first minute when they had that shot on net. As here comes a turnover. Averett rips a shot, and it's saved momentarily. Rebound is good. Averett gets the rebound and the shot and the goal. 2-0 Cougars.
Yeah, another great finish. This was very different from the first goal. They won the ball high up again, like you mentioned, turnover. But this time it was a rebound, and this is just as impressive, having that mental focus, mental capacity to read where the shot will go and be the first person to pounce on that rebound. So very well worked instinctively.
2-0 Cougars, as, yeah, like you said there, the instincts to just follow the ball. And that's exactly what Averett did right there. So 2-0 Cougars. And now another turnover here. Hollins just having a hard time keeping the ball. Sends it over to Taylor Parks. Now all the way back over to Heimbaum. Minifo with that goal for the Cougars. One of the players that you pointed out before the game. She gets her third now of the season. All the way back down to the far side of the 10. A foot race, and it looks like it went out of bounds. Cougars looking to try to keep it here. Just continuing to play tight defense as that one goes all the way out of bounds.
I think tight defense is the correct term to use. You could see straight away when Hollins were trying to get something forward once they had advanced into the Averett half. The player with the ball was surrounded. I mean, there was like a 3 or 4v5, 6 situation. I wasn't able to keep track of the numbers, but the whole point was that Averett were able to minimize the threat quickly.
And I believe that's going to be offsides, but boy, did that look close, Carlos.
That did look close. That's why I stopped for a second. But it was called for offside. But from our angle, it was. I think we might have to need a video assistant if we could. But
it's in New York. Free kick here for Hollins. He's looking to get something going here. Just offensively, it's been a struggle. Looking to push the issue here. That's number 7 for Hollins, Kendra Staton. All the way back over far side of the 10, looking for a crosser, but that's going to hit off an Averett defender.
Hollins just did a really good job of utilizing that set piece they had, that even though it was in their own half, they were able to get the ball up and away from harm's way and get some breathing space from their own half, but also push numbers forwards, and you can see the ball got all the way into past that back line, and now they still have the ball inside the Averett half. So they did a good job of utilizing that set piece to the max capability they could.
50-50 ball here. Hollins fighting for it. And now taking possession back. Just a tick over 30 minutes left here in the first half. Fight with Russell. Russell still in pursuit, but Averett keeps possession. Sending it back over here to Evans. That was Alvarado on the pass. So Evans will inbound. And looking. One's going to hit off a Hollins defender. Still fighting for it, though. Picked back up by Averett. Evans sends it back up top here to Alvarado. Kicked away here. Nice defense there from Hollins.
Yeah, Hollins did a good job of staying firm. They made the pitch smaller, they congested it, and minimized the passing options that Averett had.
Good pass here. Here comes a good opportunity. Goaltender comes out. Here comes the shot and the goal. Beautiful setup there by Averett. And now they lead 3-0.
Yeah, just like you said, beautiful setup, a pass directly in behind, and they were able to split the defense, and then the finish was very well done. She found herself some time to look up, and then didn't need to take any more touches. She just first time finish, getting underneath the goalkeeper. So Averett have done a good job of creating 3 different kind of goals and giving themselves a 3-goal advantage.
So Isabella Kelly there getting the goal for the Cougars. Number 20, the freshman from Wake Forest, North Carolina. Getting her tally on the board. It's her second goal of the season, and Averett now has opened up a 3-0 lead. Here, still early in the first half. Looking to put the foot down on the accelerator here and try to grow their lead even more. Hollins now with a good chance, but it's picked off by Averett.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the question. What should Averett do when you have a 3-0 lead this early on in the game? Is there a point of putting your foot on the gas, or do you just maintain possession? Do you go defensive? Because there are pros and cons with each thing. You know, like if you go ultra offensive and try to add 3 more goals, then you risk that chance of getting counterattacked, and using resources and energy unnecessarily. But if you go too defensive, you get the opposite effect, which is that the opponent will gain momentum and get at you. So you need to find that balance. You need to be ready to capitalize on any moment, but at the same time, be ready to minimize any threat against you.
100% is you see there Russell with a good battle against Evans. Hollins still keeping the ball here. Just under 30 minutes to go in the first half. And the Cougars get it here, full head of steam. Nice pass over towards the middle. Gianna Minifo running past the 20. She's going to have a scoring chance. She passes it off. And here comes the shot, and it misses wide left.
That was a very nice attack. Haymore did a great job of picking the ball up and driving it forwards. She did a really good job of, again, finding Minifo. And then Minifo showed a lot of awareness in finding a player in a better goal-scoring position. And Alvarado does a good job of shooting it first time, trying to catch the goalkeeper off guard, but the shot was just a little too wide.
Looking for Russell all the way down the field. She's got her. And Russell trying to keep it in. And it'll go out of bounds. So it looks like we'll have a corner kick here from the near side of the Hollins side of the field. Let's see if they can get an opportunity here. It has been stagnant offense. And Averett does a really good job there at defending it. Gianna Minifo in on that one again defensively, and she's just had a really good game here today so far.
Yeah, she's been helping the team out a lot, both offensively with her goal, but also that run in behind to create the chance for Alvarado. But also in situations like this, applying pressure on your opponent, making life difficult for the opponent, it's very important, because if you just give your opponent time and space, I mean, then you're just making their life easy. So from the modern day forward, you need the best of both worlds, and she's definitely providing that.
Finding Minifo again. Nice pass inside. Foot race. Running over defenders. Oh, my goodness. What a shot. Woo, wow. Another goal for Averett. Taking defenders down and putting the ball in the back of the net. 4-0 Cougs.
This was great offense with and without the ball. First, that pass was great and behind. Also the run. And then to be able to get in front of your opponent, even though you start behind, not only by pure pace, but that physical power as well, because it's difficult to run and control the ball while someone's also trying to chase you down. So that ability to finish and keep calm and composed was very impressive.
So 4-0 Averett, just looking to put the hammer down here on this one. That was Delaney Haymore, the freshman from Dry Fork, Virginia, and Chatham High School. 26 minutes left in the first half, and it has been all Averett so far as they look to try to snap their 9-game losing streak. This would be Averett's first home victory of the season as well, and so lots of milestones here if the Cougars are able to finish this off.
Yeah, and I think if these milestones weren't hit earlier might be kind of disappointing for the team, but that if they get hit now, it's a very good time to gain some momentum. This is the 6th round of the ODAC out of 10. So if you're able to get some momentum now, get a couple wins now, you're really pushing towards those last couple playoff spots. So this would be a great time for Averett to build some confidence and momentum.
Good crosser there, but nothing doing as Hollins' offensive struggles continue, but I think you also have to give a lot of credit to that Averett defense, right, Carlos?
Yes, you do, because I think that kind of shows the tales of the two teams. They've had 3 mutual opponents. They've shared Salem College, Guilford College, and Randolph College. And Hollins lost against all three, whilst Averett lost 2 and drew against Salem College. But in that time, in those 3 games, they scored the same amount of goals against their opponents, but Averett conceded 8 compared to Hollins 19. So we all knew that Hollins were going to struggle against this Averett offense, not because of the defense, not because of the Hollins offense, just because of the Averett defense that has been resilient all season.
Yeah, Cougars defense has been pretty good, especially today. You look at some of the stats. I mean, just flying around the ball, and Hollins is trying to get this inbound off as just over 25 minutes to go here. Still looking for a shot on goal. They haven't had it since the 44-minute mark. Trying to push the ball up here is Averett, and they do, getting it past the 40 to the 50. Spinning that pass all the way over, but nothing doing. And they'll send it over to Faith Falter. And that one is going to go way out of bounds. And so Averett just controlling the pace here. Trying to stay strong on defense and continue to press.
Yeah, just like you said, controlling the pace is what's going to be important, because when you have a win, when you're in a winning position, when you have a lead against a team at home that you're supposedly should be beating, then you shouldn't be messing about when you have that lead. It's those wins that gets you to playoff positions, those wins that you're supposed to get. Sure, it's important to get a couple results against teams that maybe you're the underdog, but in those games where you're the heavy favorite, then you need to show why you're the heavy favorite. And once you have that lead, then don't do anything to mess with it.
Yep. As Hollins here once again having a hard time getting the balls. That's number 11, Taylor Parks, in pursuit. But now the goaltender comes out, and it's an empty net. They've got to let this one fire. They do, to the goal, and that one is in. Heinbaum came all the way out to about the 15-yard line there to try to get the ball out. And ultimately, it's a goal for Hollins, 4-1.
Yeah, this tie has just been reignited, I would say, because if you're Hollins and you know how much soccer's left to play, and you've just gotten a goal, you've just reduced the lead, and you've kind of hit the pride of Averett now that they can't keep a clean sheet, then you know you got something to do, you got something to work at, you got some momentum, you got some wind in your back. So Averett have to be careful now, but we'll probably see a Hollins team which is going to be filled with energy.
Yeah, Averett trying to be a little bit too greedy there, trying to get the ball out, and then ultimately it came back to bite them. And so Hollins now has a chance to cut the lead in half if they're able to score one more goal here before halftime. Averett looking to get back on the board, and here they come, running all the way down the field. Haymore towards the net, rolling out there and not being able to get it, keeping it out of bounds, keeping it inbounds rather, is Hollins, and that ball will go out of play. And so good opportunity there for Averett. See Rihanna Russell there getting it. Hollins being pushed around here on defense. Good job by Averett. Taylor Parks back with the ball. Sends it over towards the middle. Dangerous pass. Picked back up by Alvarado. And sending it all the way back over to the goaltender here. Oh, right back out of bounds.
Yeah, Minifo applied a lot of pressure and kind of closed off angles, making the goalkeeper undecided, and then the pass ended up straight into the feet of Minifo. And Minifo actually did a really good job of finishing first time, because that's something that's very difficult to finish first time when you get the ball straight in your feet. But the execution was just not ideal, but it was a very good job of first closing off those passing lanes and then finishing first time.
Good opportunity here as Russell gets it, sends it over to the 30. There's Simons. Simons with a foot race here. Trying to send it back over. Good defense by Averett. She cracks through, though. Gets a look at the net, takes a shot, and it's saved by Heinbaum.
That was very well done on that right-hand side to cut in and then trying to finish on that near post. And that's a very ambitious and very optimistic kind of shot, because if you do it right, you catch the goalkeeper off guard and wrong-footed. But if not, just like in this instance, Heinbaum did a good job of reading it, moving quickly, and then keeping it easy, just getting down low and closing off angles. But we're seeing a Hollins team which is applying a lot more pressure and finding a lot more spaces than we thought they would at this point of the game.
Yeah, getting that goal here earlier in the first half really gave them a little bit of confidence, it seems like I said, I mean, one more goal and they're able to cut the lead into half.
Yeah, and if they do so, I think Averett would be disappointed just because of all that great attacking play they've done up until now, and then being able to keep a clean sheet until we understand that possibility isn't there anymore, but doing such a good job of minimizing those threats up until now. So if they concede another one, if I'm Averett, I would be disappointed, but it would also be kind of a firecracker in terms of, hey, we can't take this for granted. I mean, they've just closed our lead in half. We need to do something here.
Yeah, 100%. Urgency definitely, it seems like, is picked up a little bit for Averett, as we're now under 20 minutes to go here, the first half. As you see there, Val Simons with the ball. She had the last shot. Looking to do more damage, sends it over. Nice save there for Heinbaum.
Yeah, nice simple catch. She made that look easy, but it was very well done by Peloton to stick with her opponent, minimizing those options. And she learned from last time how the Hollins attacker likes to cut inside. So keeping her wide and minimizing those threats was very important, and Peloton did a great job of doing so.
So Cougars back with possession here. Not for long, though, as it's a turnover and it's picked up by Hollins. They're going to send a shot all the way down towards the net. That's not really going to get anywhere close.
Hollins were able to win the ball high up the Averett half, but it seems like that's because Averett are sending a couple numbers too many up the pitch this time of a game with the lead they have. Everyone seems eager to get on the score sheet, which is obviously a great thing in any game, but finding that balance, as we mentioned previously, is very important, because the ball won't get high up the pitch if you don't have the players in the middle and the defensive third to play to. Like, if you have all your players in the defensive third, unless you play it long and win the ball high, you don't have the players to connect with. You need to connect the dots from the defensive third to the offensive third. And it seems like Averett didn't have the numbers or the formation or the spacing to advance the ball forwards.
Back over here to the 35, deflected. And Hollins now running past the 10. They get it. Still just a ton of fighting down there between both the offensive and the defensive player.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand, though, because Hollins, I think they have 3 points so far in the ODAC.
Yeah.
So if they win, they're pushing towards a playoff spot. But if Averett win, then their hopes of a playoff spot will be highly improved. So there is actually a lot at stake here, because this result can have a lot to say further down the line. So it's a good thing to see that there's so much tense energy between players, because I can get it, I can understand it. It's just that ability to control it, which will be the most important thing.
Yeah, Averett coming in today at 0-5 in the ODAC, and Hollins at 1-4. And so with a win here, Averett would jump Hollins with the tiebreaker at 1-5. So definitely a big game for the Cougars playoff-wise, trying to make a late season push. Trying to get towards the net here. Here comes a good opportunity. The shot and the goal. Oh my goodness. What a shot there. Averett leads now 5-1.
Yeah, Haymore just, put a needle into the tire there as she as she kind of punctured those hopes of a comeback for Hollins. But, I mean, let's talk about that goal. That's her second goal of the game.
Yeah.
She just did her brace, and she got a great pass in behind, but the pass was important, but the way she was able to cut in and then choose the right moment to finish and then curve it into that top corner was very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, what a shot there from Haymore. We talked about it, the freshman out of Dry Fork, Virginia, just putting in work here today. It's her second goal and the big answer to the Hollins goal that we saw earlier.
Yeah, it is a big answer, but if we're talking about from the perspective of Haymore, we've seen her do these runs all season. For those that have been following the women's team this year, I mean, Haymore has been a constant outlet in behind, and she's provided a lot of runs, a lot of energy, and a lot of solutions. But that we're seeing end product in this game too means that we're seeing a player who's growing into her shoes and her position in this Averett team.
So 15 minutes left here. First half, the Cougars starting to pile on, trying to, like you talked about, Carlos, jump Hollins and move up in the standings in the ODAC. Another shot there. Haymore looking for the hat trick. Send it back into the middle. Yeah, well, miscommunication there. Couldn't find Cougar on the far side of the 30.
I just want to let the ball go out of play first before I mention anything more about the ODAC and stuff. But this is the first of 6 games of ODAC play today in women's soccer. The other games start at 4, 6, and 7 p.m. So this will be the first one. Then we'll kind of see what kind of results each team wants. So this game will actually be very important, not only for these two teams, but also for the teams surrounding because of their mentality going into their own games. So if Averett, not only win, but win in a dominant fashion and win with many goals, then I think they're kind of showing their intent with that they want to push for a playoff spot. So how this game will play out is very important, not only for the two teams involved, but for the ODAC as a whole.
100% is now the Cougars send this one over past the 30. Haymore in pursuit again, and can't get that one. Alvarado behind trying to pick that one up. Sending it back over, and good defense there from Hollins, not allowing Averett to penetrate. Averett gets the inbound here, and ball goes right back out of bounds.
With the ball being out of play again, I just wanted to mention the other games that will be going on today. Randolph College will be going away to Roanoke College. Sweetbriar going to host Guilford. Washington Lee will travel up to Randolph-Macon. And Bridgewater will travel to EMU, whilst Christopher Newport will host Virginia Wesleyan, but that's not an ODAC game. But for those games that are in the ODAC, Averett will definitely be following Guilford versus Sweetbriar and Bridgewater versus EMU because Guilford are just above them, but they're not far away on points, and the same with Sweetbriar, whilst Bridgewater and EMU are occupying those last couple of playoff spots. So how that game specifically turns out will mean a lot for Averett because if Averett do want to get a playoff spot, like 7th, 8th probably, those are the two teams that will be in contention for those spots as well.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, too, I mean, that top 8, I mean, if Averett's able to, kind of run the table here down the stretch, I mean, they could definitely get into that top 8, and that anywhere, 6th, 7th, 8th range. Just, got to keep winning here. But, up 4 right now on a conference opponent.
Yeah, up 4 against a conference opponent will mean a lot, and especially because next game for the women's team is on Sunday against EMU at home here, Senior Day, homecoming weekend. That game will also be very important.
Good opportunity here for Haymore. Can she get the hat trick? She can. Terrific goal there and a beautiful pass. And Delaney Haymore have a day for the freshman. 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, to score a hat trick as a freshman, I mean, that's very impressive. She did a great job in showcasing so much composure in her finishing. I think that's what I'm most impressed by. If you see the way she finishes, they're very similar in terms of technique, but very different in the situations that she's in. So the way she's able to keep calm and composed and use that instep and all these kind of finishes is very impressive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, my goodness, just a terrific pass there as well, getting the ball towards the crease. And Haymore, just like she's done all afternoon, just doing a good job at finishing towards the net. Here comes Hollins, though. Past the 20, good opportunity, but now loses it. Well, that's got to be a penalty, right?
Yeah, the referee deems a foul. Doesn't give a card, it seems like, but I mean, that shirt was hanging like a sail.
That's
I mean,
what I'm saying.
wow.
If we were watching football, I'd say that was a holding and give him 15 yards. Definitely an interesting play there. 10:30 to go. And Averett with a commanding 6-1 lead here. Swinging it around, trying to get it out. And now Hollins still fighting for it. And sending that one, which looks like it's going to go out, and it will. Averett will retake possession here. Under 10 minutes to go, and there's a part in this game where Hollins scored a goal to make it 4-1. And Averett did a great job at responding and answering the bell, scoring 2 goals of their own, and now growing their lead to the largest of the afternoon, which is 5.
Yeah, because when you're 4-0 ahead, you get very comfortable, you get very composed, you get maybe a little too calm, a little too composed, a little too comfortable. And Hollins was able to capitalize on that, but that goal conceded almost was a blessing in disguise, just not only offensively, wanting to score more, but also defensively, kind of being a little more sharp in positioning and just getting the ball out of harm's way. And it's always good to, add to a lead when you can.
100% is now Hollins trying to fight through the Averett defense, which has been really good here today. Getting it towards the crease. Heinbaugh comes out and makes the nice, easy pickup.
Yeah, she did a great job of reading where the pass was going to come and then just being alert, being on the front foot and reaching out for it, picking it up, and then just calming the play down.
Sending it all the way back here. And now pushing the attack. Ooh, looked like Hollins had a good opportunity there, but I believe that's going to be offsides.
Yeah, that was a dangerous opportunity. Averett pushed a lot of numbers up, and I thought that for a moment there the Hollins was going to get in behind, but even though the run and the pass were good, they just didn't connect on the timing, which means that Averett were able to escape. to be fair to Averett, actually, if you for those that have been watching the games, they would know that Averett have been able to catch their opposition offside a lot of times this season, which is why that it's good to see that they're able to continue in that manner, even though this is a game where they're ahead and they're dominating.
Good pass inside, and yet another whistle. I believe that might have been offsides as well. What do you think, Carlos?
It was kind of difficult because I was kind of leaning on my chair, but I mean, I think it was. I do think it was based on the little part I saw, but with the way I was leaning on my chair, it wasn't the easiest to catch.
So either way, Cougars get the ball, and Heinball will send it off. And with the left all the way down, Hollins has got to be careful here. Good footwork there to keep it alive. Nice couple of plays there. Keeping possession, but not for long, as now it's going to sputter out of play.
Yeah, it seems like that's what Hollins is struggling with, because a couple of times they've been able to get past the first line of press that Averett are applying, and especially this time, it was a beautiful flick by the Hollins midfielder to get past her opponent. It was just the lack of options further up, because Hollins are kind of timid, it seems like, so they're not sending enough numbers up. But I think when you're 6-1 down, I think you might as well send some numbers up.
Oh my goodness, here comes another opportunity here. Back to the net. Shot is good. Oh my goodness. Averett putting it on Hollins here. It's now 7-1.
Yeah, another great piece of soccer, the way they were able to get from back to front and then find that wide position. And then, I mean, there was someone all alone on that back post too. So it was straightforward, serve on a platter, and then the first time finish. Very well executed.
For Averett this season, the most goals that they've scored in a game is 3 back on September the 1st against Salem. I mean, this is pretty incredible. They've went 7 straight games without scoring a goal, and now they've got 7 here in just the first half. I mean, just incredible.
Yeah, they had so much inside that they needed to get out, so
they're just saving it up.
Yeah, they were just saving up for today, it seems like, yeah.
Terrific job here by the Cougars. Doing a good job at maintaining the lead pretty much the entire first half here.
Yeah, but not only maintaining it, but building on it too, and just killing the game off, because it's like we mentioned earlier, it's the games you're supposed to win that you win that gets you to those higher playoff positions. You know, when you're expected to win a game and you lose them, those are the points you miss out on. When you're underdog in a game, you don't really miss out on points if you lose. But if you're the favorite in a game and then you get beat, that's you missing out on points. So to Averett to get a win here is important. And also, I mean, for confidence sake and for team morale's sake, to score a lot of goals and have a good time out is very important.
There's now 4:37 left, but the clock will stop as Heinball has the ball in her hands. Good pass down the sidelines here. Foot race. Good defense, though, by Hollins, as they'll boot that out, and that might be a corner kick. We'll see.
Yeah, seems to be a throw. I was actually, I wanted to wait. I was like, I wasn't totally sure, because the linesman had his flag kind of at an angle.
Yeah.
Whilst the, central ref didn't have his hand in an angle, so I was just unsure, but at least we got our answer.
Exactly. Cougars will send it over, and nice easy save there for the goaltender. And that one will go out of play. And you mentioned it a little bit earlier, Carlos, but just trying to kill the game, and that's kind of where Averett's at right now with a 6-goal lead. They've just got to try to drain the clock down and just stay in control and not have anything crazy happen.
Yeah, and I think the best way to stay in control is to maintain possession, and it seems like Averett are definitely trying to do that, but Hollins is making it difficult for Averett to maintain possession. But if you have possession, it doesn't mean that you need to have it in the attacking third. You need to send numbers up. Like, it's totally fine to maintain possession in your own third or the middle third. As long as you have possession and move your opponent around, that's the best way to have control of the game.
Mm-hmm. And now a foot race again here. Who's going to end up with this one? Will Averett get a shot off? Gianna Minifo sends it up. Oh, great save. Can they get the rebound? They can. The shot goes up, and that missed. Oh, my goodness,
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah, I was about to say a goal.
Yeah, that's
because
what I was thinking.
it hit it behind, and then it was like behind the net, so it just looked like it went in. But yeah, I mean, it was a very well worked attack and a great shot there too. But that chance we just saw right before that was very well worked, and Minifo did a good job of creating an angle for herself. You know, especially when you're running against someone with those shouldery shoulders, then getting control of the ball and then creating an angle for yourself, trying to get underneath the goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper did a great job of getting low quickly. And then Evans did a great job of getting onto the rebound, kind of like Minifo did for her goal.
Yeah.
And to be able to finish with your left outside the box isn't easy, especially when you're a right-footed player. So it was definitely an ambitious effort.
Taking it over here is Lindstrom. Trying to toe the line, gets it to the middle, and good defense there from Hollins. So get it back around. Good hustle there from, I believe that's Alvarado. And exactly 1 minute remaining here in the first half. What has been a first half dominated by your Averett Cougars. We've seen Landy Haymore with a hat trick. Cougars jumped out to an early lead. We did see some fight from Hollins. They got that goal around the 26-minute mark, but since then, Cougars have just gotten right back in the driver's seat. Here comes a corner kick. It's deflected back out. This one has just got to feel really good for Averett. We talked about it during the pregame, but 9 straight losses for Averett, winless in conference play and winless here at home. And so now just 45 minutes away here, Carlos, from being able to scratch all of those off. First conference win, first home win, get back into the winning streak here. As now we've got about 5 seconds left. It'll send us to the break, I believe, unless something crazy happens here. Now it'll hit 0, and it'll send us to the half. The Cougars with a commanding 7-1 lead here over Hollins. And Carlos, before we take a break, any final thoughts here before we head into halftime?
I actually wanted to wait until the halftime show, but
let's do it.
No, but
I like it. Let's tease them.
Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll
stay tuned because Carlos is going to give us some halftime thoughts. Don't touch that remote. Stay right here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back, everyone, to the Averett Sports Network on Flow College. My name is Thomas Heaney III, joined by Carlos Soli. And Carlos, Averett has opened it up here. They're up 7-1. They're in line here, 45 minutes away from getting their first conference win, first home victory of the season, and snapping their 9-game losing streak. And so, what did you see in that first half? And just kind of give us a general idea here of what we've been seeing.
I think the floodgates have opened.
Yeah.
I think that's one way to put it. What we saw, a dominant performance, a professional performance, a team that are willing to, Averett that is, a team that's willing to attack any space there is, willing runners in behind, clinical. When you score 7 goals out of the 17 shots you've had, then you're doing a good job. So. Averett have been professional. After they conceded the goal, we thought, maybe some cracks will open. But actually, since their goal, they've maybe been even better, which is very impressive to see. And I just think the most important thing is to, like we said, kill the game, maintain control of possession, maintain and control the pace of this game, not let any momentum dip or slip or give Hollins any life back into this game. Because then, if you do that, then you're setting yourself up for a push towards the playoffs, which is the goal at the end of the day.
100%, yeah. One of my favorite stats here, just looking at this and just kind of picking it up with my eye, Averett came into the day with 6 goals on the season, and now today, right now, they've got 7. And so it's really interesting here. Averett scored more goals today in this game than they have all season combined.
That just shows that Averett can if they want to. But also that, it's these floodgates which have been open, and this is such a good time to get that confidence, get that morale boost, because like you mentioned, all those, the winless streak will be snapped if they obviously continue to win this game. First home win of the season, first ODAC win of the season. If they get all those 3 in 1, like you said, they're scratching off the important things, and they'll have wind in their backs for the rest of the season, and they could really push to achieve something. And so many of the great teams that manage great things, they often actually don't start that well, and then they just build momentum, and in the business end of the season, they're just unstoppable. So that might be what we see from this Averett team.
Yeah, Colton Duchess in his second season here at Averett, looking to, like you said, just kind of build up some of that momentum and gain some of that confidence. And obviously you want to try to make the playoffs. You want to try to get into the ODAC tournament. But, for Colton Duchess here in just his second season and trying to rebuild this Averett women's soccer team, any sort of positive direction that they go is a good one, as that shot goes towards the net. Rebound, though. Oh, another good save. But the net's still open. Here comes another shot. It's rolling all the way past the net. So, oh, my goodness, a turnover here. Here comes another shot. And that one's good. 4th time's a try, as that one will go in. 8 goals now for Averett. Wow, that was just continuous and relentless by Averett's offense.
Yeah, I just saw situation after situation. I kind of lost control.
Yeah.
But the most important thing was that finish at the end, and that one was really good. I think I genuinely mean this. That's my favorite score, my favorite goal of this game, because of the way she was able to keep it low, hard, just away from the goalkeeper. Because even though the goalkeeper got down quickly, it was just too much and too low for the goalkeeper to deal with. So I think that was a beautiful goal. And to score your 4th goal of the game as a freshman as well.
Crazy. We got to start looking into the record books here for Haymore. My goodness. And like we talked about, too, the resiliency to just continue to keep pounding there towards the net. 4th time's a charm, as Averett got off 3 shots, and goaltender for Hollins came up with a couple of stops there, but just not enough. As here comes a good pass. Can they keep it in? And they can. It's going to get knocked around here. And now look like it's going to go out.
Yeah, it trickles out, but just to, mention the goal, a great goal, obviously, but also it was just the best way to start a half, I think. When we mentioned killing the game off, I think the team took it quite literally because, I mean, to make it 8-1 with, I know it's a lot of soccer to be played still, but you're just killing off any kind of momentum that Hollins could possibly build. And I think that, I mean, that's the best way to, keep momentum going your way.
Yeah, now the momentum swinging the other way here is Hollins is going to have a shot towards the net if they want it. They do, but instead of finding the back of the net, they find the top of the field goal post, and it goes out of play.
But yeah, I mean, because we said, all these terms, killing off the game, momentum, controlling the pace, controlling the ball, controlling possession. And I think the best way to do so is just to extend your lead as much as you can. But you don't need to sacrifice your defensive capabilities just to score more goals. But it seems like Averett don't need to do that to score goals, which is the best thing.
It's the star of the game, Haymore now. It's it over. That pass might be a little too strong, and it is. Delaney Haymore came into today with 0 goals. She got her first career goal early in the first half, and boy, she just turned it on here. This has been a day to remember for her.
Yeah, I mean, when you score 1, you might as well just score 3 more. So
Right. As Heinbaugh sends this one over, picking it back up there is number 6, Ava Rogers.
But I think you also mentioned something really important earlier on, which was any going into any direction forwards with Colton Dutchess is positive, and I totally agree. If you could build on what you did last season,
Yeah.
If you just improve on what you did last season, I think that's a win in itself. So it doesn't necessarily be to get into the playoffs, but that would be the next big step to get into the playoffs. Especially as Averett are predicted 10th. So
Yeah.
if they get that 8th, 7th place, then they're showing a lot of intent with their long-term plans. And I think
100%.
that would be a very good way to get things going and get momentum and get even more players into the squad, because I think the biggest problem with the squad is there's a lot of talent, but it's just so thin. So
Yeah.
even in this game, Hollins has more to pick from and to choose from and so on than Averett does. So if something was to happen in this game, an injury or momentum going against Averett, not only would the physical rotation, to rest players and give different players game time, not only would that be difficult, but also the tactical rotation. I mean, switching to a 5 at the back or a 2 up front would be difficult because you wouldn't have that mass of players to choose from that, for example, Hollins does, or we've seen other visiting teams have that luxury. So if Averett were just to build not only with on-pitch performances, but also with a bigger squad, then they would definitely be going in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. And it's kind of, you touched on something that I was going to bring up too is, one of the luxuries here that Averett has is this one's getting towards the net. Another shot and another goal. Oh, my goodness. I believe that was Haymore again. Wow. 9-1 Averett. I mean, she just can't be stopped.
No, she can't. And it's like we mentioned in the first half, she has shown this willingness to run in behind relentlessly all season. So to see her, finally get the end product that it's come to fruition is so satisfying for us to see. But I mean, it must be incredibly satisfying for her, but for everyone around her, the coaches, everyone. So to see that end product and then, be the team's top goal scorer for the season is very satisfying.
My goodness. I mean, anytime you've got me going through the record books here, it's a pretty good game. I mean, my goodness, I don't know what the record is for a freshman in a single game, but 5 seems like a lot here. And she has just done a terrific job here and powering her way. Celia De Diego has the most goals in a single game. That's 9.
Oh, God.
And obviously she had such a terrific career here
Yeah,
at Averett.
I think we all know about her.
Yeah, we've talked about her a few times over the broadcast. But, I mean, if she had 9 and now Haymore's got, what, 5? I mean, shoot, man, she is really coming on here, and still there's plenty of time, 9-1. Never know. She's definitely probably getting up there for the freshman record for most goals in a game. But it's kind of like what you were talking about before, too, and I want to touch on it. But, you know, Coach Duchess now is going to have an opportunity here with the lead being the way it is to take out some of his players and try to save them for the final 4 games of the season. They've got a home game against Eastern Mennonite this upcoming Sunday. And they're really going to have to probably win those 4 games. The hardest game left remaining is going to be at Washington and Lee, the 9th team in the country, and a team that has definitely dominated the Cougars in recent years, but chance for a signature win for sure. Here comes another pass towards the net, and coming out here making the saves, the goaltender.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely right. A signature win would definitely be a signature win. But I think even on games like if you win on Senior Day, I think that would mean a lot. I think not only for the seniors but for everyone around, it would create such a good atmosphere, and that not only that willingness and that discipline to play and be defensively strong, but also that enjoyment of playing is so important. Because sometimes it can feel like a job, it can feel like a chore, it can feel tiring. But if you come to a game wanting to be there, wanting to play, feeling free, feeling creative, you're playing with a whole different state of mind.
100%. As that one stays in. Oh, my goodness. Chance here for the Cougars. Sending a crosser towards the middle. Here comes a shot, and that one's going to go over the net.
But that was a great attack down the wing. It started with Heinbaugh, who played it short to her, fullback down here, and then just sent it down the line. I mean, there's no time to waste. If there's space in behind and there's an opening to play, there's no reason to play sideways. You might as well just go direct, and that has rewarded Averett a lot this game, to be direct.
Most goals that Averett has scored in a game since October 23rd of last year, and so almost a full year. Scored 12 against Sweetbriar last season in a 12-0 victory. Also scored 8 against Hollins last year. They beat them here in Danville. And now, here comes a turnover, and here comes Haymore looking for another one. Keeps the ball on her foot. She passes it wisely, though, and gets the assist. And another Averett goal. Make it 10 now.
Yeah, I mean, she did the right thing. She kind of scuffed the shot at first, but when you see a player, when you have, was it 5? Does Haymore has 5 now? I had to double check. But if you as a player, you have 5 goals in the game, you don't really need more. So to send it to a teammate to make sure everyone gets on the score sheet, that's the right thing to do. So it was great to see not only Alvarado getting on the score sheet, but also Haymore getting an assist.
Yeah, and Alvarado, a fellow freshman, so I'm sure freshman duo there they'll take that. But yeah, very selfless play there from Haymore. Definitely could have taken the shot, but obviously a much easier look for Alvarado. And it makes it now 10-1, and the clock will wind now with the score being the way it is. And so the clock will not stop after a goal, assuming that Hollins doesn't score again. Nice pass here, just as I say that. Good opportunity, but an offsides, and it'll head back the other way.
Yeah, that Averett defensive line has stood strong like they've done all season, but it's just impressive how they're able to catch their opponent offside so often, because, I mean, I don't have much experience as a defender, and that's kind of the reason why, just because my positioning was always off. But I think the positioning part, not only, it's being in your space and covering your opponent, but then also, oh, wow, I got to be in line with my teammate too. So that they've been able to do that all season is very impressive. Yeah,
as someone who's not a soccer expert, I mean, what is that like? Is the defenders baiting the offensive players, or as that shot goes up and it's picked up by Heinbaum?
Yeah, I just want to let that play out first, but it can be. I mean, depends very much how you want to use it. So Barcelona, since Hansi Flick, their coach, came in, they're known for that.
Yeah.
That they're trying to play the offside trap, so they play a very high line to create a lot of space in behind, but then to catch your opponent offside to just get the ball back. That's
Yeah.
their way of doing it. And the same with Iceland in 2016 when their famous European run when they got to the quarterfinal, eventually losing to France, the host nation. So it just depends how you do it. But sometimes it seems like Averett try to do more on the go, so that they're not trying to, make their opponent be offside. But when they can, they do. So it's not like a specific game plan. Like, okay, when you're defending, catch your opponent offside. It's just like, okay, when we're in this situation, just everyone get in line, so that they're able to think on their feet that way is very impressive.
Yeah, it's been helpful for Averett today. Obviously, Hollins has had a couple of chances of trying to get towards the net and just not being able to stay disciplined enough to stay on sides, trying to jump the gun. As they'll have an opportunity here if they can keep it on their foot. Bringing it around, and good defense by Averett, keeping it tight. Kiefer just being harassed, and now losing the ball and falling to her feet. The ball's going to go out of play. You see Kiefer there just exhausted on the field. You talked about the fatigue, too. It's a little hot for a October day, especially for me. It's like 80 degrees, but I mean, looks like Kiefer there on the field is just a little bit tired, especially with the score being the way it is. It can get a little bit draining, I'm sure.
Yeah, but actually, this is funny because I was gonna ask you off like the broadcast, but I mean, I might as well ask you now. What is fall like in New York?
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was because I've only been there during the summer. I've been there like middle August, but I'm just wondering how it is during the fall. Both
shot goes up, rebound, still loose, and kicked out nicely there from Hollins. I can tell you it's a lot nicer than this here in Virginia. It's a little too hot for me. I'm more of a cold weather person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much a warm weather person because I grew up in the cold.
Yeah,
Does that I mean?
Yeah, you're probably tired of it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like
this
is summer weather for a Norwegian person. So I'm enjoying this, but I mean, I could imagine like early fall in New York must be nice, like with all the leaves getting orange.
Especially upstate as Heinbaum makes the nice save, and she's had a really good day too. She's hasn't been tested too much, but anytime that her name has been called, she's been able to rise to the challenge.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not meaning to kind of get away from the game.
Hey, look,
I just wanted to know.
10-1, man.
I just want to know how many degrees would there be in New York? Like, what's like a normal?
Oh, we're
like
around this
right
time
now?
of year. We're looking at 50s, 60s, and here it's like 80s, man. I mean, it's
this is
just too hot. Too hot for me.
That was one of my biggest shocks when I moved here because I remember meeting with the coach, like on Zoom. I'll let this play first.
Good chance here, staying on sides. Averett with a breakaway shot and the breakaway goal. Another one, make it 11 now. Try to get the number for you here. I believe that might be Gianna Minifo.
Might have been Kelly. If it was, I'm not sure if it was 20 or 22. I can't. It's kind of.
Well, it wasn't Minifo. Minifo's got "Sexy Back" by by Justin
Oh, so you know
Timberlake.
off the song. Okay,
Oh yeah. Oh, she's got a great walk. I guess goal score. We call it walk-up songs in baseball, but
yeah. Oh, you
walk-up songs. Yeah.
But
yeah.
so is that a song that plays before you hit?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Here we've got the goal songs. Not
yes.
Sure, we'll get that number for you here in just a moment. But a terrific shot and great pass.
What I was going to compliment first was the pass in behind, but after that, the composure to wait till the goalkeeper chooses the angle she wants to close down, and then having the ability to fake a shot, make the goalkeeper stumble, and then going past and finishing. It's kind of a lost art these days to go around the goalkeeper. So that was very well executed.
It was Isabella Kelly. And it was assisted by Isabel Evans. And so 10-goal lead for the Cougars. The clock will wind. Just a tick over half hour left here in this one. And the Cougars start to maybe get a little bit deeper into their bench here. As like we talked about, a big 4-game stretch coming up as they try to finish the season out strong.
Yeah, this 4-game stretch will be very important for how this, season will be determined. I mean, if it's determined as a positive direction forwards, if it's as a overachieving, underachieving, whatever it may be, and what you compare it to. When you compare it to last season, what you compare it to, how like the conditions of the squad, how thin it is, and the players that have moved on. So with all of these contexts, this 4-game stretch will be very important.
Izzy Workman takes a shot, and it's blocked up by the Averett front line on the free kick. But yeah, like you said, lots at stake here. Averett right now, if they're able to hold on down the stretch, which it looks like they'll be able to do that, improve to 2-9-1 and 1-5 in the conference, but they'll be able to. Oh, looks like we might have a injury or a cramp down there on the field. Whistle hasn't blown yet. I'm not going to speculate here. Now the whistle blows and the clock will stop at exactly 30 minutes. Try to get that number. I believe that's number 3. If that's the case, that would be Ellie Whitehouse. And it is Ellie Whitehouse down on the field. The trainers maybe looking to come out. The freshman out of Newport, Washington. And she will come out. So it might be the last we see of her today. Let's see who's coming in. I believe that's number 24, Kendall Barnes. So Kendall Barnes will step in. 30 minutes to go here. And Hollins with an inspired chance here. Trying to keep it on her foot. Takes a shot. Nice defense there by Averett blocking that one up. I believe that one might have been Lindstrom. Fighting for it here. Getting a look towards the net. Pass to the middle. And coming out is Heinbaum. Oh my goodness. Almost a little miscommunication there. And an almost own goal. Heinbaum's able to stand strong and make the save.
Yeah, that was dangerous, and that was created by that long ball, very direct, and it was looping all the way from the goalkeeper. So, I mean, that's probably a weapon that Hollins should use more because, I wasn't aware that they were able to get it that far that quickly up until now. So, I think that was a very dangerous pass, and Averett were caught off guard.
Another turnover. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Big shot there. Goes way over the net.
I mean, you got to respect the ambition and the optimism as well. I mean, as a soccer player myself, when the ball bounces that way, and you're right outside the box, it takes a lot of discipline not to shoot. It takes a lot of discipline.
I was gonna say, if I played soccer, man, I would be shooting that thing from like the 30, 40-yard line. You know what I mean? Come on now. Probably not the smartest shot, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yes, and if that goes in, I mean, you have a story for a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
you find yourself on the top 10 plays of the week for Averett. Come on now. So Cougars looking to keep possession. And Hollins gets it off of the turnover. Fighting for it here is Izzy Workman. And all the way back. Pushing it back up. Averett doing a good job here. Still being pretty tight on defense despite the 10-goal lead. Not really allowing Hollins to move the ball up the field freely. Now this pass goes in. Another foot race. And now that one's going to roll out of bounds.
Yeah, it seems like neither team is able to really control. As of right now, it's bouncing around, it's going out of play, and then it's coming in and coming out again. So neither team is really able to control. But, I mean, if you're Averett, you don't really mind as of right now. But you would like to have some more control just because it will calm things down. But given the lead, I think everything will be fine.
As that one goes out, yeah. I mean, obviously, Averett should be able to close this one out, but I'm sure for you too, as somebody who's played soccer, I think it's important too to finish the full 45 minutes out here in the second half and just stay strong, stay disciplined, and not get too sloppy.
Yeah, you don't want to get too sloppy, and in this instance, you don't want to be conceding like 1, 2, 3 more goals, because if you do, you kind of end on a negative note, and that's not the way you want to end the game, especially of this magnitude in terms of scoreline. You want to be kind of the last team that scores and then just kill it off, rather than having like a 10-goal lead and then all of a sudden your opponent cuts it down to 8.
Yeah.
And, with 20 minutes left, it's like, oh God.
We had a collision down there towards the 15-yard line. Both players still down, and now we're going to get a whistle. And it looks like trainers are going to come out. It's a little too far for me to see. Can't really. Oh my goodness, yeah, this doesn't look great. A player for Averett and a player for Hollins down. We'll take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network and rejoin you in just a moment. And welcome back, everybody. Following that injury timeout, not quite sure. I think it might have been overly for Averett and couldn't get the number for you down there for Hollins. But both players walked off on their own power, and hope everything's all right down there. It's the last thing you want to see here in an 11-1 game. And so the ball will go out of bounds. And kind of on that note, too, you start to wonder when Averett might start to dig a little bit deeper into their bench down the stretch here. Still pretty decent amount of time left, as now Hollins will move the ball over, keeping it alive, and I think that one's going to spin out. Good hustle by Averett. Try to keep it in, but to no avail. And so Averett getting the ball. Ooh, looked like a good chance to push it up there. And now they get it, as can they stay on sides? Looks like they will. Good chance, kick towards the middle, and nothing doing there, as we saw Marley Luckett, the senior, try to get involved.
Yeah, that was a dangerous attack. They did a good job of getting in behind, but Hollins did actually a really good job of recovering. You saw a lot of players come back trying to regain possession, and it worked out.
And now Hollins with their best chance of the second half. Here comes a shot, and it's saved by Heinball.
Yeah, I mean, that was really good soccer back and forth. It started with that Averett attack, but then Averett sending a lot of numbers up and Hollins recovering the ball with a lot of numbers behind, and then they were able to launch a counterattack themselves with a very direct pass in behind. And we saw a great run around from wide coming into the box. And then the finish was actually good, but Heinbaugh did a great job of reading it early, moving her feet quickly, getting down quickly, and closing all the angles.
Hollins showing some good fight here. Getting some decent shots up. Oh, good defense there by Averett, but taking it right back here and taking a shot. And that one's going to miss wide left, but good ball from both sides.
Yeah, that was a promising attack. They were able to win the ball up high inside the Averett half, and they wasted no time trying to attack. And respect is due. Hollins is really showing some attacking intent and not trying to show that they're pushovers. They're trying to show some attacking intent and, you know, some determination.
Another interception here. As that was number 24, Kendall Barnes. Kendall Barnes came into the game for the injured Ellie Whitehouse earlier in the second half. And here comes Haymore, the star of the game, but it's picked up there by Hollins. And now trying to move it past the 25. Ball's loose. Foot race. Dangerous play. Heinbaum avoids disaster as that one rolls out of play. And let's see, Carlos. Is this going to be a corner kick or? Looks like that's
I was waiting
the case.
on something to happen. But that situation was very dangerous. Lindström did a good job of clearing it, sending it out. But Averett are kind of lacking control. They don't have as much control as I would assume a team of their quality would have in this kind of situation.
Corner kick here for Hollins, and it actually looks like it's going to stay alive here. It was kind of a funky bounce. And sending this one all the way over, number 17, Chloe Maher, trying to get that one. Looks like Averett's kind of backed off a little bit on the press here. I mean, 21 minutes left. As Heinbaugh comes out and makes the nice easy scoop.
Yeah, they have backed off on the pressure, which is totally fine. But if they do so, I would have liked to see even more discipline formation-wise, because they've done a good job offensively, sending numbers up, creating a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, and being dangerous. But it's without the ball, staying in that. It seems like they're playing a 4-3-3 formation of some sort. So kind of staying in that formation or doing like a 4-5-1, making it a little more flat, just being a little more compact and being a little more defensively solid, because Hollins are getting to opportunities which we normally wouldn't see Averett give up. So it's just keeping that discipline and, making the most out of the time left of this game.
Taking a look ahead here, Carlos, for the Averett schedule. Their next matchup, like we mentioned, is Eastern Mennonite, and this is a team that they played just last year on the 26th, and they tied 1-1, and so that's a game here, and you mentioned it too, just the importance of winning on Senior Day, as goaltender will come out and make the save, but that was a 1-1 game, and just historically, Averett's won 1-2 against EMU, and so that's a winnable game for Averett. And then you also look at Sweetbriar. We talked about it. Averett beat Sweetbriar last year 12-0. And so, I mean, if you're Averett, you're looking at, if you win here and then you've got two very winnable games coming up before you travel on the road to number 9, Washington and Lee, and then finishing up with Shenandoah. And so, I mean, Averett has a chance here to potentially go on a 3-game winning streak and get right back in the playoffs. We've mentioned it a little bit earlier, the top 8 seeds try to get in, but anytime you can win 3 straight at the end of the year, you put yourself in a position to maybe make the tournament.
Yeah, you do, and obviously that would be amazing if they could. It would be not in the similar fashion, but it would end up similarly to what the men's team did in 2023. But I think the schedule, like you talked about, could favor Averett because it's this game and then 2 winnable games. The game isn't won until the whistle is blown for full time. But hypothetically, 2 very winnable games that they can win because they're winnable. But but the point is that they could put themselves in a position before that Washington League game where there isn't much pressure on that game, and then that final game at home, because then they would get that 4th ODAC win hypothetically.
Yeah.
And if you get 4 wins in the ODAC, it would take a lot for you not to make the playoffs.
Yeah, right now, Roanoke holds the 8th seed right now. As this shot goes up towards the net, good opportunity for Hollins, and it's spoiled away. Nice defense there by Averett. But Roanoke right now holds that last spot. They're 3-3. If Averett's able to hold on here, they'll go to 1-5. And it's just kind of like we talked about. I mean, Sweetbriar's 0-6, and EMU is a team that they're chasing as well. They're 2-3, and so if Averett can beat EMU, they'd have the tiebreaker over them as well. And if they're able to get this one obviously, and then get the next 2, they'll improve to 3-5 before those last 2 games. And so there's a path here for Averett to finish the season 500. Obviously, would include a top 10 upset win on the road against Washington and Lee, but you start to build momentum in any sport, and anything's really possible. So.
I think that's what's important, to know that anything's possible, but then also going with the right state of mind and the right tactics, the right game plan. A lot of things would have to go right, but if you start here, you can only beat the team that's in front of you.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the only thing you can do. So if Averett take it game by game and not create a big deal out of it, but at the same time understand what's at stake and what could be done, then they can find that balance, create that right team mentality and team spirit to really push towards the playoff spot.
Yeah, I guess that's really the cool thing about college athletics too, and any sport, even professionally, is that you can not have the season that you want up until a certain point. But I mean, right now at 0-5, even Averett, there's still a path for them to get back to 500 and potentially find themselves in the tournament. As here comes a chance with 16 minutes left. Marley Luckett looking to try to find a crease. Still fighting for it, and still loose. And now found possession by Hollins, but now they turn it over. And that one goes out. So the Cougars doing a good job here. Obviously, we talk about the goals and 11 goals in this one, but doing a good job too defensively. They've struggled defensively a little bit at times this season. They gave up 6 goals to Virginia Wesleyan in their last game, but you also look at some of the quality opponents that they've faced, and this is a really good defensive showing as well. If you're going to want to beat teams down the stretch, definitely got to keep it tight defensively.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you can never lose if you don't concede,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the statistics show that the Averett team has been struggling defensively, but you also got to add a lot of context to that. If you give it the eye test, you can see how resilient the team has been for a lot of those games, and when you play against the quality of opponents you do, it's just going to be difficult and you're almost bound to concede. So the way that Averett has played defensively has been strong, but it has sacrificed a lot offensively at times this season. Averett have struggled to create opportunities. They've struggled to put the ball in the back of the net, but today they haven't. So that's a good thing to see.
The clock has stopped here, and not quite sure why. Everyone's just kind of standing around here. Referees talking it over. What do you suppose this could be, Carlos? This is kind of interesting. Referees now.
I got no idea because he went to the bench and gave a card, but his body was kind of tilted towards Sweet, but he stood in the middle. I'm not, and I didn't see who he talked to, so it could be something that happened on the bench. He heard some dissent on the bench.
Yeah.
But it could also be sometimes they give yellow cards to the team. So it's not like a specific player that gets a yellow card. It's the team, and that might be because of some team conduct. So for exactly what, I wouldn't be able to tell as of right now.
Interesting. So Hollins looking to get the ball back here. They do. They take a shot. It's deflected, and that one goes over the net and over the head of Heinball.
Yeah, that was actually a really great piece of soccer. They did really well on that right-hand side to create overloads, and then they were in a crossing position. The ball bounced around, and it was all of a sudden a 1v1 situation against Heinball. But with the ball bouncing, it's difficult to keep it low, especially with a goalkeeper running at you. But that was a dangerous opportunity for Hollins.
So now another dangerous opportunity. Looks like they were going to get a shot. Now they will. Oh, good pickup there. Looked like incidental contact. I'm not sure she even knew the ball was coming. If she did, that was a heck of a play.
Yeah.
But wow. No, just pretty much saved the goal there by being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, she did, and it created a counterattacking opportunity. And even though this one didn't connect, this one didn't create anything, to be able to do that is a very important skill, to be able to quickly transition from defense to offense. And even though it's a crazy chance and something crazy happens like we just saw, to be able to, on the go, switch your mentality straight away and switch your intent is a very important skill to have.
Taylor McPherson and Russell also in on that play for Hollins, as now they'll swing it back over to the goalkeeper, Shover. And look to have their own attack here. This game pretty much all said and done here with 12 minutes and a 10-goal lead for Averett. Hollins just looking to try to get something positive. Averett looking to stay healthy, and I mean, we mentioned it a little bit in the beginning of the second half too, but just trying to finish out strong. Like you said, you don't want any negatives. You don't want to end on a negative note. A game that's otherwise been pretty much perfect for the Cougars.
Yeah. That's the best way to summarize it. I think I was going to say something more, but there's no need.
Just trying to keep it clean here down the stretch, as definitely want to feel good about this one, as Averett should. Haymore sends it over. Nice pass. Staying on sides is Marley. She sends the shot up and just hits the top of the crossbar there. Marley Luckett looking to get on the board and misses out. Good opportunity, though.
Yeah, I mean, it started on this right-hand side, going in behind, and then you could see the situation. I thought the situation was going to fade. I thought maybe a cross would be more on compared to the shot I first thought could be happening. But then to be able to get that yard of space to accelerate past and then a finish, and I mean, that hit the top of the crossbar all the way over on the other side, so the goalkeeper was totally out of play.
Another chance here for the Cougars, and this one's spoiled away. I heard a whistle, I guess not. Luckett still with the ball. Haymore back to, excuse me, that's Ava Norris. Norris kicks it back up top to Haymore. Haymore's just going to swing a long shot, and it's going to be picked up there from Shover. Still loose, and that one misses wide left. Averett getting some good, this is what we're talking about, Carlos, getting some good scoring opportunities still with the big lead and just continuing to do what they've been doing all afternoon.
Yeah, we saw Hollins get back into the game with many scoring opportunities, but you see Averett now are taking more control, more command, asserting themselves on the game. I mean, all of the Averett players are inside the Hollins half. I think that kind of says the tale of this game.
to keep it up here. Haymore, 5 goals in this one. Came into today with 0 college goals in her career. True freshman. Having herself a career day. This one heading towards the out-of-bounds marker there, Taylor McPherson. Another freshman. A lot of freshmen down there on the field for both sides. Haymore now back and takes a shot trying to get across her there, but it's going to be deflected out of play. And so it's going to be a rare corner kick for Averett. Really haven't seen too many of those today. Just
Yeah,
under
you're right.
10
We
minutes.
usually see more of them. To be honest, I was wondering what was happening, but
Let's see what Averett's got cooking here with 9:15 left in this one. Ball's going to go up and over the head of everyone. Trying to keep it alive here. Can they do so? I think Averett did. Yeah, they did. It's a little hard to see with the sun, but Averett's able to keep it. Not for long, though, as now I think it goes out of bounds. Back over. Ooh, turnover here. Haymore getting it around, using her left foot. Gets it inside, and nice save there from Shovert. Another good pass there from Haymore, just being selfless. Trying to rack up those assists as well.
yeah, it's great to see that kind of selflessness from someone who scores that many goals, because often, or more often than not, someone who scores that many goals often does so because of their selfishness in certain situations. But to see that the understanding of not only for herself but also for the team that would benefit the team more, to be more of a creative player in this kind of instance, it's a very good quality to have.
So I just saw a nice save there from Heinbaugh as we dip under 8 minutes to go. Averett did a good job at building their lead in the first half. 7 goals in the first half. We talked about it too, coming into today with just 6 on the season as a team. And they've been able to just have a day here and also pile on in the second half with 4 goals of their own, and keeping a clean sheet in the second half. Hollins obviously had that goal earlier in the first, but another chance here. Haymore breaks free, takes a shot, and it's saved by Shover. Turnover here, trying to keep it alive. Looks like Hollins is going to have to wait for that victory, like you said, Carlos, since 2007. The last time they beat the Cougars, and it was here, as that one goes out of play.
We saw another direct pass. Like they've created an opportunity earlier because of that direct pass, like that looping pass from the goalkeeper. But must be said, and I think it was in the middle third just now. It was a beautiful touch. The Hollins player kind of stepped on the ball with her soul, and then she just had control of it. I mean, I don't know how she did it, but that was very impressive. And then she turned and found a player in behind. So it seems like Hollins do have that kind of direct play in their locker.
As now try to keep it in. Look at Averett still swarming, and a good pass here to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets it back over, and that one is going to be potentially offsides. What do you think, Carlos?
Yeah, that's what the referee is calling. Offside. You could see him signify like a line with his hand movements. He did like this. I would assume that meant the line, and with also with the way the linesman is showing where the free kick is supposed to be taken from, that's usually because of offsides.
See, you're like my rules analyst, man. I'm like the baseball player here trying to learn all of the little ins and outs. Carlos Soli, the rules analyst. Come on now.
To be fair, if it's anything actually I always struggled with was the rules, because I remember when I still lived in Norway, I was supposed to ref a couple games, like, for kids.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky because the kids at the time, they don't even play with offsides or anything.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I only had, like, the throw-ins and the free kicks or whatever. And it was going so well until the last second of the last game. But we hadn't drawn up where the box was, and then there was a foul, so I had to decide if it was a penalty or not. Because it was definitely a foul, but I didn't know if it was, like, inside the box or not. It ended up not being inside the box, but it looked like inside the box for me. So the team was able to win 3-2 because of a penalty that wasn't a penalty.
Whatever the call on the field is the correct one, right? I mean, come on now.
But the worst thing was everything was going so well. Because I had to work as a volunteer as well. Like, I wasn't getting paid for this. It was going so well. I was like 18, almost 19 at the time, and it was 2-0 to a team, and then the opponents are able to come back 2-2. But then the team that was 2-0 ahead, they get the penalty, and then the kids didn't even want to shake my hand after the game because they were so mad.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, I felt so bad for the kids because when I was that age, I reacted the same way.
That's brutal, man. As Hollins here is no referee controversy in this one. This was pretty much decided here early in the first half.
Yeah, I wonder what's that like for a referee, because I don't have much refereeing experience, and I only have it with kids, so that was bound to be a lot of goals because at that time there is a lot of goals. But the last game I refereed had, relatively few goals in it, and especially when it was so much at stake, so late in the game, and a penalty decided the whole game. I mean, it was heartbreaking to get that wrong. So I wonder how it is for those that be refereeing like the World Cup finals and stuff.
Can't even imagine. As we've got 2:45 left in this one. Averett's going to jump Sweetbriar and Hollins, so they'll jump 2 spots in the ODAC standings here in a couple of minutes. They won't be able to jump Guilford yet, as Guilford is 1-4. And not sure if that was one of the games that you were talking about earlier. I'm not sure if they're playing right now, but Averett lost to them earlier in the year, and so the Quakers have the tiebreaker over Averett, and so that one might be a little bit tougher for the Cougs to jump. But regardless, they're still going to have a good shot here. Like we talked about, they've got 2 games coming up against 2 teams that they've beaten in the past. Tied EMU last year, and then they beat Sweetbriar 12-0 last October. So Cougars are going to have a shot here down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a way for them to make it, definitely potential, but the most important thing, take it game by game. Just think, like, we can only beat the players in front of us. Let's just do everything we can to get another win on the board, build some momentum, but also a couple of these things are out of their hands in terms of, the other teams that are in the playoff contention, how they will play and what results they will get, like Guilford, like EMU, because Averett won't be playing Guilford in the ODAC, and EMU will be a difficult game on senior day. So how those other teams will play in the games when they aren't playing against Averett will be difficult to say, and what kind of outcome that has will be very important too.
Yeah, 100% as that shot goes up and saved. And now we've got 1 minute remaining here, and the Cougars cruising into their first home victory of the year, first conference victory of the year, and they will snap their 9-game losing streak. And I'm sure, obviously, we've both played sports, and just to get off of that losing streak has just got to feel good. As here comes Haymore looking for one more. Can she do it? And oh my goodness, she rocks her defender, stays up, and passes it over to Isabel Evans. And now we'll get a whistle, or not. I guess I'm hearing things today. Here comes the shot, and that one off the fingertips and in. What a shot there at the 18-second mark. And one more for the road for the Cougars. They've got 12 now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to end this game with a goal like that. A very good ball, it was very well struck, and it was just too much for the goalkeeper to deal with. So
just off
a
of
great
the
way to
fingertips
finish this game. Yeah.
of shover Isabel Evans, who came into today leading the Cougars in goals, gets another one right there. And just going to put the cherry on top of it here for Averett. You could tell once Haymore started to get that head of steam, they just wanted to get one more before this one ended. You could tell there was a little bit of hunger there, to get, even though they didn't need it.
Yeah, but that hunger is important whenever you're on the pitch, so it's good to see.
As that ball will head out of play, and that will just about do it here. The Cougars get their first home victory of the year as they get this one 12-1 behind 5 goals from freshman Delaney Haymore. Isabel Evans capping it off there as well, and Averett on the pink out day here, supporting breast cancer awareness, get a big victory, their first conference victory of the season. And their playoffs really started today as they had to get this one. They got it, and now they'll take on EMU on Sunday, and what'll be a huge game for both teams as they try to jockey for playoff positioning. So Averett gets the win. Carlos, any final thoughts here as we wrap this one up? Averett 12-1 victory.
I think the word I'm looking for is satisfying. It's satisfying to win. It's satisfying to check off these milestones. It's satisfying to score all these goals. It's satisfying to see the players have a good time, and it's satisfying also to know that, oh wow, maybe a late playoff push. So that there still is something to play for in this season. It's because this is the business end of the season. This is what really matters. So if Averett could get some steam, get some momentum, we might see something interesting. Yeah,
for sure. As now, like we talked about, the Cougars will take on EMU this Sunday. You'll make sure to tune into that one. I'm not sure if you'll be on the call for that one. I won't be here, but
you won't.
I will not. But either way, Averett needing to get that victory, and we'll see what happens after that. But for today, the Cougars get a big victory here over Hollins, 12-1, and Averett improves to 2-9-1. So for everyone here at the Averett Sports Network on Flow College, for Carlos Soli and Thomas Heaney III, we'll say so long, friends, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Have a good rest of the day, y'all.